A very good morning to one and all. See, in this session, we are going to discuss the response of second order system for unit step input. See, in the last class, we have seen response of underdamped second order system for unit step input, as well as response of undamped second order system for unit step input. Now we are going to discuss the response of critically damped second order system for unit step input. Here also from the last classes we have see the procedure for the response of second order system for unit step input. How to find out the response of second order system for unit step input. So here also same procedure. So initially we are consider the standard form of closed loop transfer function of second order system. Okay, that is C of s by R of s equal to omega n square by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. So that is the standard form of closed loop transfer function. Here for critically damped second order system, the zeta value is equal to 1. So simply we are going to substitute the zeta value in the transfer function. So C of s by R of s equal to omega n square by s square plus 2 omega n s plus omega n square. So that equal to omega n square by, simply it is in the form of a plus b whole square. So we have s plus omega n whole square, that is 2.29 equation. Here our input is a unit step input, that is R of t equal to 1. It's a Laplace transformation, that is R of s that is equal to 1 by s. Initially we are considering the unit step in time domain, that is R of t equal to 1. Its transformation in s domain, that is R of s equal to 1 by s. So the response in s domain, that is C of s equal to, it is the product of R of s and transfer function. So substitute R of s value, that is 1 by s into transfer function, that is omega n square by s plus omega n whole square. So it is 2.30 equation number. Now the response in s domain, that is 2.30 equation. We are going to express this the response in s domain by partial fraction expansion. So that is C of s equal to omega n square by s into s plus omega n square, which is equal to a by s plus b by s plus omega n whole square plus c by s plus omega n. So find out a and b and c. Find out the values for a, b and c. So simply a equal to multiply C of s by s, and then letting the denominator term, that is s, equal to 0. So simply omega n square by s by taking s equal to omega n. So substitute those values. We have a equal to 1. So similarly find out b value, that is b equal to multiplication of C of s and the denominator term of b. Okay, that is C of s into s plus omega n whole square. Equate the term equal to 0. S plus omega n equal to 0. So simply here s equal to minus omega n. So substitute the value. Finally we have b value is equal to minus omega n. So similarly for c value, c equal to d by ds of s plus omega n square multiplied with c of s by letting s equal to minus omega n. So substitute, just doing differentiation and then substitute s equal to minus omega n, we will get c value, that is c equal to minus 1. Now all these values a, b and c values substitute in c of s, that is the response in s domain. We have finally c of s equal to 1 by s minus omega n by s plus omega n whole square minus 1 by s plus omega n. So up to now this is the response in s domain by using the partial fraction expansion. But our intention is we have to find out the time domain response. That is, we have to find out the response in time domain. So in order to get the response in time domain, we just apply inverse Laplace transform to the c of s. Okay, now taking inverse Laplace transform, then the c of s becomes c of t, that equal to inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s minus omega n by s plus omega n whole square minus 1 by s plus omega n. So here we know that Laplace transform of a constant, that is here 1 equal to 1 by s, and the Laplace transform of t into e power minus at, that equal to 1 by s plus a whole square, and Laplace transform of e power at, which is equal to 1 by s plus a. So by using these Laplace transform formulas, just substitute in c of t equation. Finally we have c of t equal to 1 minus omega nt e power minus omega n t minus e power minus omega n t. So the next step, c of t equal to 1 minus, so common e power minus omega nt term, and then e power minus omega nt is multiplied with 1 plus omega nt. So that is the response of critically damped second order system for unit step input in time domain. See the below figures, that is 2.11a, that is the input, that is a unit step input corresponding response of critically damped second order system for unit step input, which is shown in 2.11b. See here the response which indicates that the response have no oscillations, but in previous cases, that is the response of undamped as well as underdamped second order systems for the unit step input, there is a oscillatory response, but here the response has no oscillations, which is as shown figure, that is 2.11b. See now the next topic is response of overdamped second order system for unit step input. So here also initially we consider the standard form of closed loop transfer function of second order system, that is omega n square by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. Here for a overdamped second order system, the zeta value is greater than 1. So we know that the denominator of the transfer function is called as characteristic equation. Here for zeta greater than 1, the roots of the denominator of transfer function are real and distinct. So here we the roots there are two roots because the highest power of s in the denominator of the transfer function is 2. So simply we have two roots. I am considering the two roots, that is s suffix a, s suffix b. So sa and sb are my two roots, that is minus zeta omega n plus or minus omega n into square root of zeta square minus 1. So from these roots, I am assuming s1 equal to minus sa and s2 equal to minus sb. So finally, s1 equal to zeta omega n minus omega n into square root of zeta square minus 1. So this is my first root, one root, and s2 equal to zeta omega n plus omega n into square root of zeta square minus 1. This is my second root, because I am assuming s1 equal to minus sa and s2 equal to minus sb. From this assumption, I'm getting s1 equal to, that is equation number 3.33, and s2 that equal to zeta omega n plus omega n into square root of zeta square minus 1, that is equation number 3.34. So now I am simply rewrite my closed loop transfer function in terms of s1 and s2, that is c of s by r of s equal to omega n square by s plus s1 and s plus s2. Here I am taking my reference input, that is unit step input. So r of t equal to 1, its transformation, that is r of s equal to 1 by s. So similarly here also we are going to find out the response in S domain firstly. So C of s equal to, it's the product of R of s and transfer function of the system. So R of s nothing but substitute the value of R of s, that is 1 by s, into the transfer function. So omega n square by s plus s1 into s plus s2. So this is the response of the system in S domain. Now we are going to express this response by using partial fraction expansion, that is C of s equal to a by s plus b by s plus s1 plus c by s plus s2. So now we have to find out the values of a, b and c. So simply find out the value a, that is the product of C of s and s, by letting s value equal to 0. Similarly, find out b value, that is b equal to product of C of s into s plus s1, and letting s equal to minus s1. And finally, the value of c equal to product of C of s and s plus s2, and letting the value s equal to minus s2. Substitute the letting values in corresponding a, b and c in order to get the a and b and also c values. So finally we have a value is 1 and b value is b value is minus omega n by 2 into square root of zeta square minus 1 into s1. The value of c is omega n by 2 into square root of zeta square minus 1 into s2. So these are the a, b and c values. Now substitute the values in the response of the system in S domain, that is C of s, and then apply inverse Laplace transform in order to get the time response of the system. So finally, the response of the system in time domain C of t, which is See, these are the A, B, and C values. See, finally, the response in time domain, that is C of t, equal to 1 minus omega n by 2 into square root of zeta square minus 1 multiplied with e power minus s1t by s1 minus e power minus s2 by s2. See, we are taking s1, where s1 is zeta omega n minus omega n into square root of zeta square minus 1, and s2 is equal to zeta omega n plus omega n multiplied with square root of zeta square minus 1. So here also we have find out the response of overdamped second order system for unit step input, that is C of t. We are taking unit step input, so the response is looks like this. 1 minute. See, this is the corresponding response of overdamped second order system for unit step input. Here also from this response we are observe that here also the response has no oscillations, but see here we have the response, that is figure 2.12b. Here the response, this figure indicates that for different zeta values, this is the response in time for overdamped second order system. So in this figure, it takes a long time for the response to reach the final steady state value. See, for unit step response, this is the response. For unit step input, the response of closed loop overdamped second order system, that is 1 minus omega n by 2 into square root of zeta square minus 1 into 1 by s1 of e power minus s1t by s1 minus e power minus s2 by s2. So this is for unit step input. So if we are considering a step response, so simply multiplying the unit step response with A. So up to now we have seen the response of second order system for unit step input, that is for based on damping ratio, the second order system is classified into undamped system for zeta equal to 0 and zeta equal to 1. The second order system is classified as critically damped system if zeta greater than 1. So second order system is, it's a overdamped system. The zeta value in between 0 to, that is 0 less than zeta less than 1, that is the underdamped system case. So for all these cases, up to now we have seen the response of the system in time domain for unit step input as well as step input. Thank you all. In the next class, we will see time domain specifications, that is mainly transient response characteristics of the control system in terms of time domain specifications, that is delay time, rise time, peak time, maximum overshoot, and also settling time, and then followed by their expressions for time domain specifications, and also responses for responses with some controllers, that is P, PI, PD controllers. So we will see in next class. Thank you.